Hello, in this video we are going to be doing some Vim stuff. Going to mostly be helping people to set up things to work with C#, which in my opinion is a bit of a convoluted setup. So we're going to try to be using Roslyn, and we're going to be setting up Roslyn through Mason. So I'm gonna assume in the beginning of this video that you can use lazy Nvim. I'm going to be using lazy Nvim to set up. Lazy Nvim is a plugin manager. There is a lot of tutorials on the internet on how to use lazy Nvim. There is not a lot of very specific information on how to set up Mason, at least in my opinion, so that's why I'm making this video. But setting up lazy Nvim is easier, and when you set up lazy Nvim, you should be able to open your config file from Nvim, having something like this. You have your Lua, have your config with lazy here, and you have your plugins here. I currently only have Blink. I uninstalled Mason to be able to do this tutorial. So how do we start? So you want to just search Mason on the internet, and you're going to go here to the official repository. I'll actually leave a link to both the Mason repository, the Mason LSP config we're going to use it, and the Roslyn itself, which is the language server that is going to permit us to actually get our C# features. So the three things are going to be on the description. So once you go into Mason, it's going to have very nice instructions to install Mason Nvim. So you don't need to do that. If you have lazy, you can actually copy paste that. And you want to create a new file in your plugins, which you're going to call mason.lua. We'll put return. Then you're going to paste that code. Then you're going to exit. And you're going to see that, that already is going to make lazy install Mason automatically for us. It's here. I actually have Roslyn language server. That doesn't matter. I'm going to uninstall it for this tutorial. Okay, so our second step, you could try to go here and install Roslyn. It wouldn't work because the Mason registries just don't have Roslyn updated on them. So that would be a problem, but you actually have two problems, because besides that, you just downloading a language server through Mason won't actually activate it in Vim, because the language servers in Vim are written a bit differently. So what you have to do is download this other thing, which is Mason LSP config. What it does is that it basically adds a compatibility sort of interface between the LSPs you download on Mason and the ones that work on Vim. So it configures them automatically. So we're going to do that. We're going to use, again, lazy Nvim. So we're going to copy paste that code. Lua plugins. Create a new file, Mason LSP config.lua. Then you can do return and paste. And that will be very nice for us. You can check that everything worked out, calling h Mason LSP config quick start. And you can read that if you want. We won't do that. So the last step, I'm gonna go here to GitHub, to the Roslyn language server. You're gonna see these two links. We obviously are going to open the Mason one. And again, with Mason, everything is very easy, because we just need to update the registries and then install through Mason itself. Now, you do need to update the registries, so you need to paste that in your init file. At least I'm doing through the init file. I imagine you can be more organized with your setup. But you can basically go here through Lua. You can see that I particularly am not very organized. But here in your initialization, you can actually modify how Mason starts. And just paste that here. Once you do that, you enter Nvim again. And now, if you call Mason install Roslyn language server. That's the name. Don't just install Roslyn. You need to install Roslyn language server like it's written here. and it's all fine. Just to remind, obviously, none of this is going to make any difference if you already don't have .NET SDK installed. So install your .NET. This video is not about that exclusively, but you don't have your .NET. And then just to confirm that everything worked out, just with those extensions, I can go here to a project that I have. Actually, it's here. This project I have in Godot. I'm programming it in C#. So I wait a little bit. And it initialized. So if I just type some bullshit here, you know, the compiler is going to already start screaming at me. You see, so it's working. So that's more or less it. If you have any, I'm not that good at this stuff either, but if you have any other problem, I can try to help in the comments.